Welcome back. And as we speak on the floor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange, those equities that are currently making wave include Jais. Jais is currently up maximum 10%. Diamond Bank is currently up 9.23%. Learn Africa is up 8.62%. FCMB, FCMB released its third quarter audited report last week, and so the market, at least for 2 straight days, Friday and today, has responded positively to the third quarter result from FCMB, which tells that no matter what the state of the market is, when good news hits the market, when good data, good report hit the market concerning an equity, the market adjusts, which means that the market is not dead. As a matter of fact, the market is not dying because it still continues to respond to stimulus that emerge from quoted companies. Sterling Bank, Transcorp, Oando, FBN Holding, Zenith, and Guarantee are all part of those that are currently looking up on the floor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange, whereas Coverton, Access, Vertiva, Lasaco, Fidelity, Dangote Cement, and Nestle are those that are currently looking down. And because Dangote and Nestle are looking down, the All-Share Index of the Nigerian Stock Exchange also is marginally down 0.07%. We are looking at performances of the market year to date for the first 11 months of 2018. To do that with me is our friend from Global View Capital Limited, Aruna Kebira. You are looking cute.
Good afternoon.
Or is it because the market is seemingly looking positive and you are making some money?
No, it's because we are entering into the Yuletide season. So we have to look it.
All right. So you are looking Yuletide already. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
All right. Let us even start from Global View Capital. Now that the market is down, all right, what would Global View Capital be telling those of us who are investors?
I would know, sometimes I can actually use that word, but I'm not actually thinking that the market is down. I will rephrase it to be that now that prices are cheap.
Right.
Because we know that getting this stock at these prices doesn't mean that they will stay in this position forever. What we have been telling our clients is that look for fundamentally strong stock.
Now, let me stop you there. Everybody keeps talking about fundamental. And Aruna, please tell us, help us break it down for the sake of those who are not so knowledgeable when it comes to equity investment. When you say fundamental, what are you really talking about?
One is that you look at the company, you look at the management of a company, and you look at the product that it has, and you look at the movement of its price over a time. There was a time, I won't mention name, that an MD was brought into a company, and the moment the MD came, I told somebody that he's an undertaker that's coming to kill this place. Actually, he killed the place.
Wow.
So that is exactly what you look after. Who is the person here? Who are those at the helm of affair? What product do they have? Is this something that you participate in every day? It's just like you wake up in the morning. What product do you use? You use McLean, you use Close-Up. After that, you take your breakfast. Which company is manufacturing that?
McLean, Close-Up. Are you advertising for them? I've not used McLean for
I wouldn't have
25 years.
I wouldn't have been talking about Colgate because it's not common with us in this country.
Anyway, we'll still create the time to dwell on what fundamental entails and how to access such information subsequently, because now every Tom, Dick, and Harry, everywhere you turn to, everybody is talking about fundamentals. Whereas many of those talking about fundamentals don't even know what fundamental is all about. Let's look at the way the market performed so far, so good this year. I could see the table on when we were getting set to come on here. Now, relating with the NSE ASI, that is the broad index, right? Down 19.27% year to date. I could see insurance performing better than the rest, not because it has not declined, but because 10.01% when the major index records 19.27, NSE premium, even the elites of stocks, so to speak, down 15.68%. NSE pension, where the major pension funds are operating, right, that is down 15.72%. NSE banking, 16.19%. Oil and gas, 16.53%. Mainboard, 17.70%. Consumer goods, 24.70%. Industrial goods, 37.07%. Are we saying that it is good to buy insurance stocks, Haruna?
Well, it depends on where you really want to pinch your tent. For the fact that insurance decline lower than the other sector doesn't mean that they can perform better than the other sectors.
Don't you see that? You have always said figures don't have emotion,
yeah,
right? But from what we are seeing here, insurance subsector of the Nigerian market is actually among those that I picked. I didn't pick NSE 30, NSE 50. I didn't pick corporate governance. I didn't pick Lotus and all those. But the major one, the key ones, where I know that almost everybody watching now would definitely be having investment. Insurance is
Can I liken it to a group of class and the students? Okay. That there are those that will have the ability to withstand the effect of a cane.
All right.
And there's somebody you can cane and you give him 15 and they will not even shake. There's one that should just raise up the cane and begin to cry. I think that is exactly why I would like this.
But Aruna, really, we've seen a lot of activities in that subsector this year, particularly when they rule that equity price could come to as low as 20 kobo became effective. You know, many of them for many years just got stagnated at 50 kobo. But they moved geometrically down to 20 kobo. And between then and now, we began to see them moving from 20 kobo to 30 kobo. They could come to 25 kobo. They could come to 21 kobo. In fact, sometimes they do come back to the same 20 kobo and begin to. We've seen a lot of activities in that subsector as a result or in response to the 20 kobo minimum price rule by the stock exchange.
But I think I will agree with you, because when NSE opened that avenue and to allow a stock to drop below 50 kobo is to create liquidity. I think there is liquidity in the insurance subsector now.
And that is what we are really seeing. We will still come to look at how well and those equities in that industry, how they are really performed. But if I'm allowed to steal, you could see that only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 7 of them among the lots that are listed on the stock exchange, only about 7 of them actually brought about that good performance. Very shortly, we're going to get there. We move straight to see the best of the best of the best equity. So you trade actively, you trade every day, and so I expect you to a large extent to have information about most of these equities offhand. And so we move fast. CCNN gaining 89.47% in a market that people consider to be low. What do you think has been responsible?
I think it's the information that is behind the CCNN.
All right. This information.
I think we have said it on this platform.
They are merging with Calabar.
In fact, as at yesterday, I believe it is said that the shareholders have approved it.
All right. And the company they are merging with is a lot better than
CCNN.
And so that also tells you how to access merger when you get to here. You look at the quality of the organization that was listed and the quality as against the quality of the organization they are merging with. That was not listed up until that time. and that is what. And we would now discover subsequently that the float of CCNN in the market will become smaller.
Shrink.
Right? And so, is it possible that somebody goes to buy now? Will you be advising after this growth of 89.5%?
I still believe that CCNN will go beyond this.
Maybe when the new companies eventually.
Yes, except when you look at the synergy that is coming, I think it's greater than the price.
But in the case of African Re, what I know is that they might actually be delisting. Is it not possible that we see CCNN now being delisted after the merger? Is it not possible?
It's possible, but I don't think that's a consideration as far as that.
Even if it is delisted, the shareholders will definitely be compensated. Of course, all right. We go to C&I leasing. We heard that this company wanted to do right.
Yeah.
We also heard that they wanted to do share reconstruction.
Yeah.
All right. So what again did we hear about?
I think it is they are foreign into I think ocean transportation.
All right.
I think they are acquiring barges. I think the market is thinking that may go to
because
to their value.
For this year, it has grown by 59.69%. But the fact that the organization wants to do share reconstruction, even if it is growing by 200%, Abayomi Babalojo will say, don't buy.
But the share reconstruction of a thing is yet not certain. The time, time has not been given. But the way the activities that we see in C&I, the chances are that they will forgo the reconstruction.
And let me quickly say this. Share reconstruction, as far as I'm concerned, is a fraud. All right? Anytime I get to hear any company wanting to do share reconstruction, we'll come back either on the radio, on our TV platform, online, and paper. We'll tell you how it is a fraud. The only way whereby you get to gain when there's share reconstruction is if the price of the equity goes up. But you see, in the market, there's no stock on earth that rises and will never decline. So that is a case of another day. What about sterling? You know, it is very easy for someone to just overlook an equity like sterling. But one thing we have done so well, and I'm satisfied on this platform, is we've been able to tell you when we began to see positive performance in the growth, in not just the turnover, but the profit after tax and the earnings of sterling since first quarter of this year. And that has been maintained till the third quarter. And I think that is what is reflecting in the 53.70% growth in the price of this equity.
The market will always respect good results.
You have always said it, Aruna, that figures don't have emotion.
Figures don't have emotion. Because 1/3 is 1/3, 4/4 is 4/4, 10/10 is 10/10.
Caverton is one of the losers today, but year to date, it has gained 47.29%.
Caverton, I think it was they had the contract.
Yes, early in the year, a couple of months back,
yes,
that was reported.
I think that was the information that is behind the rise of.
And two insurance companies followed 42.86%, Continental Reinsurance and NEM Insurance 41.57%. I still don't agree with this delisting of Continental Reinsurance, but NEM, good performance. All right, what do you have to say about Continental Reinsurance?
I'm just hearing it from your mouth that they are going to delist. Like, no matter what happened, the shareholders will not be shortchanged.
Well, they have said they intend to pay shareholders back at 2 naira 4 kobo. When I did the calculation of the shareholders fund, which, the book value, it is actually 2 naira 32 kobo. But I was discussing with someone and he says that all those assets that I might have put together in the calculation of the shareholders fund, in the book value rather, how am I sure that those assets are really, really profitable, right? Looking at that. But these are things that shareholders association.
But what the market is looking at is the Continental 52-week is 2 naira.
Yep.
And that's exactly what is still trading now. I believe the market believes that paying shareholders off at 2 naira 4 kobo is at the premium.
Premium
of 4 kobo.
All right, NEM Insurance. We had earlier in the year that concluded the discussion with a preferred bidder in their company shares. But again, that NICOM has suspended the recapitalization thing. I think, I don't know, we will verify from NEM Insurance what they are thinking as per that. But so far, so good. This year, we are seeing them at 41.57%. Let's go to FITSIN. FITSIN, 32.43% year to date. What do you have to say to that?
Well, I've always traded in FITSIN. One of the issues I have with the stock is that sometimes if it goes on offer, it goes on offer for long. Like exactly what is even happening as we speak now. If you open the monitor for FITSIN, it's on offer at 4.90 kobo. It has dropped from its 52-week high of 6.24 kobo to 4.90 kobo. For now, I think what the market normally wait for is a release of result from FITSIN. When there is when we are about 2 or 3 weeks of the release of result, you see serious activity in the equity of FITSIN, and that is exactly what will lead to the increase in price. But immediately after the effect of the release of result, it will go back to sleep.
All right, but if you now look at all the other companies in the same industry as FITSIN, it is only FITSIN that is competing with some other equities. We will soon come to that, those equities that are listed in the healthcare, according to my own grouping. Anyway, it's only FITSIN that is really performing to an extent to which you can say, yes, there is profit for you.
And it also have this, it has traded the highest as far as what you are calling health sector is concerned.
The highest, outstandingly the highest. So still talk about FITSIN. Let's see how far we can go. The Ultra Index of the Nigerian Stock Exchange is back in green, 0.04%. It is only NSE Premium that is still down 0.19%. NSE Letals down 0.34%. NSE Consumer Goods down 0.10%. NSE Industrial Goods down 0.65%. But all others are currently in the green, including NSE Pension, which is currently up 0.41%. Now, it's not possible for you to see best stocks in the year and you will not see worst stocks, though most often I do look away from the worst stock. I don't want people to look at the worst side of the market. But Lafarge or Africa, which is still recognized as WAPCO in the market, they have said they are coming back. As a matter of fact, I think the extraordinary general meeting to approve their right should be held today, being 3rd of December. But come to look at it, Aruna, 71% year to date.
Decline. I think it's, like I said, they still have to do with their books because they came to the market to do right, and it was believed by the market that they are going to, they want to make their balance sheet better by writing off finance costs. But with the last result they released, they discovered that in fact there's still a huge finance cost, and they still want to come back to the market to raise more funds. And people are asking the one you've raised before, what did you do with it? So the market actually believed that we were going to eliminate finance costs from their books. And it happened. So why? Looking
at the table, what's equities for the year, you will see that insurance stocks dominated. Regency Alliance, though in price it has lost, I know that it pays dividend, even if it is 2 kobo, 3 kobo, or whatever. Royal Exchange, Sovereign Trust Insurance, Standard Alliance, and Sunu Assurance. This Sunu Assurance used to be Equity Assurance. All of them losing 60%.
Yeah, I think we are even talking about, we even have cause to talk about them because of that window that was open to allow prices to fall from 50 kobo to 20 kobo. If not, they will be stagnant all through this period that we are reviewing.
All right.
I think the only thing is that the moment that cap was removed, all they have to do is to go down to 20 kobo.
Okay, we look at bank because in the next 2 minutes, we will be going on short break for news update. But before we do that, let's look at bank performance for 2008. So far, so good. I could say sterling being the best in price appreciation, 52.70%. And then Unity Bank, next, 30.19%, though I disagree with that. All right? Because the shareholders fund of Unity Bank is negative. All right? No matter, see, if an angel tells me that that stock is profitable, I will argue. And me and the angel, or the angel and I, will carry the case before God to determine. All right? Don't let anybody bamboozle you. If you fail again investing in stocks, upon all that we shout and say every time, I'm telling you, if you die, God won't forgive you. That is the gospel truth. So you have everything it takes, at least for contrary opinion. This is what we do. We are not pressing anybody unnecessarily. We tell you the way it is. But you look at those that are really making waves. Only 1, 2, 3 of them, all others came down. And these three, Sterling Bank, Unity Bank, Stanbic, those were the three that gained in the first 11 months. Aruna, in 1 second, your opinion before we go on short break.
For Stanbic, I think it deserves it because we know that it has a very low
ascending number of shares.
Ascending number of shares. For the rest, I believe it's just the market sentiment.
All right, we'll be right back. Just don't change this television channel. There is still a lot to talk about. As a matter of fact, since this opportunity to tell others to join us much later, I will be right back.